Hey guys, Coach Alex from Fast Fitness Tips. Now I've got a challenge for you guys today. Can you help with the purchase of a new disc brake road bike for us here at Fast Fitness Tips? If I outline to you what I'm after, I'm basically after a bike that weighs less than, let's say 7 kilos. So that's pretty light for a disc brake road bike. In addition, it's got to be pretty decent value, fairly modern in its design, i.e. kind of going towards an aero look, but it doesn't have to be totally aero. It doesn't have to be like those hyper bikes we reviewed last week. It can just be like standard road geometry if you like, but not a totally relaxed geometry. In addition, it would be nice if it had a reasonable road feel. So yeah, fairly stiff, fairly responsive, but it should also have some compliance because I'll be riding this, actually commuting with this, probably week in and week out. So basically the challenge is to find me a kind of holy trinity of good value, lightweight but compliant road bike that I can use all year round. Now I've said before here that disc brake road bikes are becoming more popular. I didn't even realize myself how popular that was until I recently came across this data on road bike sales. Actually, this is from Giant. So if you go back to 2016, you can see that in the pink line, non-disc brake road bikes were dominant, selling about 72%. In 2017, 70%, 2018, 62%, 2019, which we're kind of going into now. This is usually 2019 sales beginning second half of 2018. We're talking about a tipping point 50-50 disc versus non-disc, and it's anticipated that very quickly, within a year, DB road bikes are going to be upwards of 70% or more of all road bike sales, which is quite staggering really. In addition, it didn't escape my attention at the Tour de France this year. At least 6 stages were won by riders on disc brake road bikes. So manufacturers are certainly pushing their disc brake road bikes. We're even seeing disc brake TT bikes now, which to some people will sound ludicrous, but to me really sounds sensible. If you've ever tried stopping on a wet day with TT brakes on carbon discs, basically the bike thinks about stopping for about 20 or 30 meters before you get any retardation in your actual speed. Now a little bit of internet searching here enables me to find some really lightweight disc brake road bike examples. Lightweight by name, lightweight by nature. You know, the German manufacturer Lightweight teased us in 2016 with an awesome looking disc brake road bike, frame and forks around about 1100 grams. And the total build, I imagine, was around 7 kilos for this bike. Maybe less with those disc road wheels, those deep dish road wheels would look fantastic. But I think the only thing that ever got released was those road wheels, and the wheels on their own cost £4,000 equivalent, which basically is my entire budget for this project. So this is totally off the cards right there. So also around the same time, Cannondale teased us with this build of the lightest disc brake road bike in the world, 2016 version, built around Cannondale Super 6 Evo high mod frame, which of course has made one of the contenders for the world's lightest road bike in general. But here they make the lightest disc brake bike, and I like the fact that they've released the specs here of all the components. So even if we can't buy this bike as a whole, we could certainly use this component list as a crib sheet and possibly, shall we say, source, look for, steal some of these components for my future build. But coming right up today, we've got one real example. Well, it's still a boutique example because custom build from Fairwheel Bikes, and it's built around Factor, the Factor O2 disc project, which comes in just about 5.1 kilos. Again, they've released their spec list here, which is really nice. In fact, we can copy and paste this spec sheet and dump it into Excel and double check. And a little bit of editing, yeah, for sure it comes in around 5.1 kilos as claimed. And I like the fact that they say, well, we could drop it by another 340 grams if we wanted to, but instead we opted for trusted parts. So yeah, we could drop it by a minuscule 300 grams more if we used totally untrusted parts, but you know what, we decide to use trusted parts. Okay, let's put these boutique custom builds to one side. I'm not in the market for a super expensive one-off bike. I'm in the market for a regular bike, ideally at a regular decent price. Now to do that, I'm going to introduce you to two apps today that you may or may not have heard of. The first is a spreadsheet that we've created at FastFitnessTips, and that is the Disc Brake Road Bike Finder. Now, essentially what that does is it enables you to put in your criteria like your currency, your maximum weight, your maximum price, your value ranking, which is basically a formula we've discussed before in our archive, and also enables you to specify electronic years or aeroframe or production year, and then it will give you, our best attempt at a fairly accurate list. There are various lists online. The bit that is clever here is this is filtering by weight and price, and basically that's how the value ranking works. It's looking at like median, quartiles, quintiles for price and weight combined for a comparable bike, and then giving a kind of value judgment. It doesn't rank necessarily quality. We've addressed that before. You upset people's comments below. So one app then is this Disc Road Bike Finder. The other app is the app from Cycling Apps, which is basically a wheel app, the Disc Wheel app, which came out about a week ago now. So it's pretty cutting edge. So this is an app on your phone. I mentioned Cycling Apps last week. Basically install their gateway app, which is called openasapp, and then search for Cycling Apps, or just follow the link in the description of this video below. And that will help you find the best disc brake road wheel set for you, or the best value wheel set. You can put in criteria, you can search by any of the columns, and it's pretty up to date, I think. So let's quickly use the Disc Road Bike Finder to filter by 7 kilos, maximum price £5,000, and see what comes up here. Okay, it's a pretty restricted list. In fact, if I filter like this, the only thing that comes up is Rose bikes. Well, nothing wrong with Rose. They're a great German manufacturer, and their 2018-19 models really look a lot improved compared to when I last looked, 2017-2018 models. So that's all we've got for you today, guys. These are the tools that you can use, but obviously there is one thing, which is we've had these tools for a while. We've made a decision on the bike that we're going to go for, i.e. which disc brake road bike under 7 kilos, under about £5,000 did we decide to go for. And yes, I did sell the bike that was featured in our video on chain tools, i.e. the Giant Advance Pro 1, which we'd upgraded to Pro Zero spec, i.e. Dura A spec. And that was a decent bike. There was nothing wrong with that Giant. It rode really well. I had a couple of KOMs with that bike, but I just found it a little bit heavy, and I found the headset a little bit high, even though I put that steep negative stem on there, which wasn't easy to do because Giant have the 1 1/4 headset, not the 1 1/8 industry standard size, which they do because they think it improves the structural rigidity, etc. Having sold that bike, what did we go for? Well, okay, drum roll. Here it is. It's the Focus Izalco Max Disc, which has been around since around 2016. It's been revised 2018, 2019, and I've gone for this as a nearly new bike. So what do you think, guys? This is the bike as purchased. Now I have to say, I'm going to weigh this on the scales. Looks like it's coming in around 7 kgs, but my aim is to get this bike down to around 6.5 kgs. So if you've got any suggestions on how I can easily do that without spending a huge amount, let's say maximum spend in total £500 or $700, how can I get this bike down 500 grams, half a kilo from where it is right now? Okay, ponder on that, guys. Until next time, thanks for watching. Stay safe out there and have a great ride.